Noted as one of the fastest growing cities in the Midwest, welcome to Columbus, Ohio. As the capital city and largest city in the state, Columbus is home to vibrant and diverse neighborhoods, a growing food scene, and several Fortune 500 companies. Being the four-season city that it is, visitors can enjoy Columbus year-round. From nature trails to art museums, enthusiasts of all kinds can find their passions in Columbus. However, football season takes on a persona of its own with the first steps into the Ohio State Stadium. Greeted by a sea of red, you'll find that team spirit courses deep through the veins of Buckeyes. Columbus has long been a haven for immigrants, and that still holds true today. With 10% of the city's population being born in another country, the need for churches to embed in communities is great.
Hi everybody, my name is Aaron Taylor. I serve as the teaching pastor of Living Hope Columbus in Northwest Columbus, Ohio. And so when we decided to plant a church, we knew Northwest Columbus would be the area that we would land. We just didn't know where. And so we kind of drove around different communities in Northwest Columbus, just praying and just seeking the Lord's direction. And one evening we came to Powell and hadn't been here in quite a while. I told my wife, I said, I'd love to take you by the church that I grew up in for that kind of first 10 years of my life. So we came down Sawmill Road, pulled off on Sawmill Parkway. We came around that corner and I was going to show her this church. It was a stone church building, Sawmill Baptist Church. And when we pulled around that corner, we saw a pile of stone. That church property had been sold and they had torn the church building down and they were getting ready to build condos on that lot where the church once stood. And so in that parking lot, we paused and we knew that God was calling me and her back home to Powell, Ohio, and to Northwest Columbus. And so ironically, and in God's sovereign plan, where I'm standing right now, where Living Hope currently is about a stone's throw, maybe a 2-minute drive to the church that I grew up in those early years of my life. Our story is a little bit unique because when we set out to start our church, we thought we knew how ministry would look. But a few years ago, the Lord opened up the door for us to start what we call the Finding Hope Center. And the Finding Hope Center is basically a free furniture store where families in our community, whether those be single moms, sometimes they're victims of domestic abuse, sometimes they're families that have fallen on hard times, but most often, they're immigrant and refugee families that are new to this part of Columbus. And they're able to come to our free furniture store and we can furnish 2-bedroom apartments at absolutely no cost to these families. And so we've partnered together with multiple non- and for-profit groups to furnish our ministry, and we're able to pass along those blessings to those families in their time of need. So when we started the Finding Hope Center, about a year into it, we had some families that we had served start coming to participate in the ministry of Living Hope, coming to church on Sunday mornings. The issue was, I don't speak Spanish. We didn't have very many people in our church that spoke Spanish, but these folks, they wanted to be part of the Living Hope Columbus family. And so we had to learn and adapt really fast. And so when I teach on Sunday mornings, there's a 70-inch TV on the platform with me. And I'm speaking in English to our church, but then we're also translating my messages into Spanish for these individuals. And I'll never forget the first week that we kicked this off. One of the gentlemen in our church from Colombia, he came up to me and in broken English, he said, Pastor, I heard the gospel today. And so we don't have it all figured out, but it's working. And these individuals, they're hearing the gospel, they're hearing the scriptures taught in English, translated into Spanish, and they're now part of the Living Hope family. Yeah, so at Living Hope, when just thinking through that idea of making every day count, we lean heavily into the ministry of the Finding Hope Center. And one of the things that we talk about in our vision is we want to be a transforming presence in Northwest Columbus for generations. And so we're not only doing that among the English-speaking community, obviously, but we believe that as families are relocating from literally all around the world to Columbus, Ohio, that we have an opportunity through furniture to make a generational impact. When we're delivering this furniture, we're sharing the gospel with people from all around the world. We're praying with people from all around the world. We're just believing that Jesus is using these seeds that we're planting to make an impact again. It's going to last generations.
Through meeting practical needs and furnishing homes, Aaron is opening hearts to the greater story of the gospel. He is making every day count. What about you?